Где тут? Настройки. Во. Так. Ой, кресло. Так, минутку. Так, ну вроде все, можно начинать. Пятая глава. Наконец-то. Опять ждать по 5 часов, чтобы запустилась глава. Так. Та-та-та. Долго грузит, долго грузит. Очень плохо. О, наконец-то. Блин, еще комментарии не отображаются у меня тут. Сейчас. Угу. У меня тут мясо вообще вроде происходило, да, в прошлый раз? Что у нас по прокачке? Привет. Так, подожди. Что лучше? Буду расследование качать. Так, стоп, почему мы остановились на прошлый раз? Я не помню. А, этого убила какая-то нечисть.
This is insane. What killed him?
Кто знает. Так, блин, на крестик. Ну да, ну, единственный выход это вот эта дверь.
Damn! The gas!
Чё?
Oh, my head.
Later. We need to move on.
Только пятая началась. Как она закончилась так быстро? А, это же я до этого играл. Тупой. Видно, модератор работает над своей работой. Хвалю. Так.
Who goes there?
О, очки опыта. Да блин.
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
В смысле выпить? Ты на работе. Надо поскорее свалить отсюда.
Who knows
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Надо культ качать. А где эти все книги?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance.
Серьезно?
Very well.
Почему
I'll go to
мне
see
про это
Francis's
не
widow.
рассказывали?
Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Так, я забыл вообще, кто это. Подождите. Это вроде вот это, да? Нет. Я забыл, кто это. Со вдовой поговорить? Ну, ладно, пофиг. Надо посмотреть тут что-нибудь. Пить, не пить? Нет, не пить. Уйти. Тут может что-то быть для оккультизма. Надо прокачиваться сейчас по максимуму. Книги есть какие-нибудь тут? Про медицину хотя бы дайте что-нибудь. Ничего интересного. Это ж палка просто. Ладно. Пойдем отсюда. Блин, сейчас этот дом не настолько жуткий, как в первый раз. О, быстрее. Я думаю, не так долго должно загружаться. Ну-ка, сцена, ладно.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable.
А,
It would seem
я не
that
знаю,
you have
сколько
much
тут
to
углов.
tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see.
У нее что-то с текстурой.
But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his
Блин, нет, надо
precise
было сначала
terms.
спросить.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Ну, можно теперь обследовать все это. Так. Прикольно. Мне бы сейчас книжки у вас какие-нибудь посмотреть.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
О.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Ну и чё, дружили.
A house of artists.
Так. А где еще улики? А, вот.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
А, вот она.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Можно мне посмотреть на нее? О.
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
О, кудил.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Есть. Второй уровень. Хорошее начало. Так. Что дальше?
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Можно другие комнаты посмотреть? Неужели у вас ничего интересного больше нет?
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes.
Понятно.
I can't take anymore. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Ну, тяжелый случай.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Подожди, мне каждый раз дается, да? Новый уровень. Да.
I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. An old diary.
Я думал, что-то от этого получу. О. Надо для начала все посмотреть, потом уже с ней разговаривать. Закрыто. Значит, это не те двери. Круто. Так, подожди. Я буду читать, но не сейчас. Сначала мне надо все посмотреть. Покажите мне эту картину. Прикольно, да?
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Ты же сюда пришел, чтобы просто наблюдать. Дело подождет. А для чего здесь это? Стелс какой-то будет? Это жестко повлияло на оккультизм, наверное. Или просто одно очко, как всегда, дало. Почему-то я не
That's
удивлен.
twice you've stepped on my toes, detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Чё лучше?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Чё? Так, слишком много смотреть.
The public entrance to the gallery.
Ну ладно, туда чуть попозже пойду.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Сатанист. Просто это первое, что пришло в голову. Ой, я могу это взять? Нет. Так, это мне пригодится.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Вот она, я позже ее посмотрю. У него много тут прикольных картин и статуй. Ладно, ради нее тут и собрались. Так и знал, сейчас стелс будет. Спасибо. Блин, что ты стоишь? Да, молодец, беги. Эта тварь не слишком быстрая. Просто я хочу от нее убегать, а не прятаться. Но она глухая, это понятно. Ой, точнее, слепая. Так.
What the hell was that?
Да не, нормальный монстрик. Так. О, все, 5-й уровень. Поиск прокачиваем теперь. Да пофиг, бежим. Сейчас узнаем, быстрее ли он меня или нет. Да подожди ты идти прятаться, блин. Надо и кругом побегать. Что так быстро? Он там. Подожди, а что мне надо сделать? Он на меня идет, да? Удивительно. Да.
Maybe I can use this dagger.
Красавчик. Только оно не сильно поможет, я так думаю. Прикольная попытка. Так, сейчас. Ну ладно. Так. Пропустить. Мы это уже проходили.
What the hell was that?
Так кто это за... Отвали.
Maybe I can use this dagger.
Надо куда-то ставить. Я не буду пробовать. Верну запись. Оно не настолько быстро, как я думал. Оно говорит, когда ко мне близко подходит, да? Она чувствует меня или что? Короче, отвали от меня. Пожалуйста. Надеюсь, она сейчас не подбежит ко мне.
Damn it. This dagger didn't work.
Так, сейчас понял. А, ты же помирал, точно. Так, быстро. Давай, будем пытаться изо всех сил. Давай, иди сюда. Сейчас еще раз попробуем. Мне не лень. Давай, кинжальчик.
Damn it. I have to use a specific dagger.
Особенно, говоришь? Думаю, да, но еще бы найти. Вот это можешь попробовать.
This dagger looks different.
В своей форме, да, ты прав. Эй, я тут, иди сюда. Мне кажется, это будет легче всего. Молодец. Отпусти. Да, молодец, красавчик. Ты справился, молодец. Только это как бы тебя засосало.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Да почему?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Я думаю, будет посложнее. А там всего лишь надо было воткнуть кинжал, который странно выглядит. Так, вот это уже интересно. Хотя кинжал есть, возьми его в руки.
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of the century. An old diary.
Все-таки мне не дадут оккультизм. Вот здесь секретки какие-то. Медицина.
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Оккультизм. Это вообще чей? Как бы библиотека. Чья библиотека? Да хватит мне медицину сувать. Дайте мне лучше эту оккультизм еще. Одну книжечку, пожалуйста. По-дружески. О! Хотя, может, психологию? Вот так вот. Да. Микрофон постоянно отходит.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
А чё вообще тут еще? Я так и не понял.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Конечно же, вот отсюда.
Blood. Seemed like amateur work.
Тут все подсвечивается, да? Вот.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Жалко его. Как же меня бесит микрофон. Так, что он тут нес?
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins?
О!
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
И чё? А, вот.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Я могу сломать? Угу. Мне бы еще знать, как это открывать.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Я чувствую, тут комбинация, да? Или что? Блин, читать? Если не найду так, придется читать.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Методом тыка тут не сработает.
Arkham editions? Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Стоп.
Another volume by Arkham editions.
А чё так много книг? Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, восемь. А там 3. Ань, да, 8. И это значит должно быть еще. 9.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Да, я буду читать.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Надо посмотреть еще книгу. Нету еще тут книг, случайно. А здесь? Во! История. Угу, привет, Кирилл.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Я на тебя слишком много топлива потратил. Ладно. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9. Пф, я тупой. Закрывала.
So these are the volumes that Drake
там в
was talking.
записке было же написано. Вроде вот, да. Тут где-то написано, что... Вроде оно, да? Кажется, цилиндр, та-та-та. Так, чё так? Подожди, дай-ка подумать.
About in his message.
Да, я тоже так понял.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Антология.
Drake talked about so these are the volumes that Drake. What did Drake say about this
только
collection?
один том.
Drake talked about a particular
Так. Сборник, да? То есть как-то так надо.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking
найти
about.
первый том.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular
Сейчас
volume.
надо найти, куда записать, а то я не хочу запоминать. Как-то лень.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection?
Я сейчас немного помолчу, потому что дела кое-какие есть. Но играть я буду. Я недолго, так что потерпите.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection?
Честно, я ничего не
Drake
понял.
talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Книг. Типа...
What did Drake say about this collection?
Написано должно,
Drake
что
talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Конкретный том? Нет, он вроде не упоминал. Да блин. Том... самом конце, значит. Где-то вот здесь. Если что-то вы знаете, подскажите. Это немножко тупо.
So these are the volumes that Drake
Могу
was talking
понять.
about in his message.
Какой-то определенный том, да?
What did Drake say about this collection?
Он что-то о Дрейке. Дрейке?
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Не могу понять. Подожди. Так. Подожди, а может что-то сзади есть? Сзади ничего. Уж метод тыка. Нет. Так. Блин, у меня там просто на улице разъезжают мотоциклисты. Как будто двигатель прям в доме завожу. Сейчас. Да блин, путаю постоянно. Может, надо было качать поиск? Или типа того. Что делать? Подожди. Я немножко не врубаюсь. Если знаете хоть что-то, подскажите. Может, записка еще какая-то есть в той комнате? Нет, 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 все чисто. Вот тогда что? Блин, я не знаю. Надо еще чуть-чуть подумать.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Вот первый том.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection?
Я просто пытаюсь понять, что в этих не так, в томах. Вот не люблю это головоломки. Вот специально просто делаю такие, чтобы я не понял. Второй том. Ну, все нормально.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Где тут подвох? Подожди. Может, надо заново прослушать? Последняя попытка. О, что это? Так, а где вообще это была штука? Блин, я ее потерял. О, шашки.
The Queen has little protection.
Блин, я забыл, где эта фигня проигрывающая. Блин, серьезно, а где она? Подожди. А, вот она.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red... I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
Подожди.
Let those of us who are...
Еще раз.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Королева, говоришь? Так. Какие там вообще цифры? Доступны. Ну, недоступны, точнее, показывали.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this?
Это
Drake talked about a
четвертый,
particular...
стоп.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a... So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking... What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Девятого все-таки не было. Пятый том.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Метод тыка, наверное. Хотя, я думаю, первые 5. Второе, что там? Цифра 1, что? Ничего не видит.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Ой, не то. И что-то... Подожди. О, ни хрена себе. Подожди, что там было? 539, да? Подожди, вот, стоп. Как поставить на паузу? Я просто хочу знать, как вообще разгадывать эту загадку. Ай, короче, насрать. Все сделано. Привет, Димон. Ачивка книга. Круто. Сколько тут вообще этих глав? Кто знает? Я просто вообще не шарю. Так, стоп. Ну, да все равно сколько глав. Ну, паранормальная фигня какая-то. Одним словом, точнее 2. Ну, быстрее, можно как-нибудь грузиться? Меня уже раздражает это. Ладно, пока телефон поставлю на зарядку. Я успел.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Посмотреть пациента, он под действием успокоительного. Позовите доктора по поводу того пациента.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty yet again.
Again?
О
But
чем
there
они
was
там
enough for
спорят
the
так?
whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse
Так
to
руками
help.
размахивает.
Of course.
Ну, тут каждый
Any
такой
idea
персонаж.
what this man might be undergoing?
Very
Осмотр
well.
пациента.
I'll examine him.
Подожди, это мы? Я просто не могу понять.
30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
Он живой, вообще-то?
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary
Да я вообще не
knowledge
знаю.
to treat this man.
Don't say that.
Дайте
You are a
попить.
most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
У него что-то в животе, у меня беспокойное состояние его конечностей, у него сильное обезвоживание.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
Ну да, я должен все раскрывать.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have acting.
For this man
Просто руками
and the
размахивать
others whose
постоянно.
medical files you've been
По
hiding.
лицу кому-то так
I
попадут
have
в
to
скором
protect
времени.
my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Но это точно не наш герой. Так. А, не могу смотреть наши эти. Статы. Ладно,
This
тогда
place
просто...
draws you in and never lets you go.
Тут много я могу найти медикаментов.
An unknown medicine.
Чтобы прокачать свои
Judging by the other
навыки.
ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Тут можно прятаться, по идее.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Come now. Don't let that witch sap your morale. We're lacking in qualified personnel and she knows it. Her petty punishments won't last forever.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games.
Anyway, I've learned my lesson. I'll hold my tongue next time.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Да на здоровье.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Ну, чуть позже, надо тут посмотреть все. Может, что-нибудь найду. Так. Можно попробовать по трубе идти.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
Talk, you naughty girl.
Да не дождетесь вы их.
And the answer is
Блин.
no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Так.
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
Ну и просто не всегда. О, знакомые лица.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
You're not here for treatment, right?
Am I so obvious?
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan.
Так, что в чате началось-то?
Well, there might be
Дима
something else.
подкидывает
I'm not
дрова
sure.
в костер,
Tell me.
как всегда.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Угу. Я с ним не хочу общаться. Что тут у вас? Умер? Не, еще живой. Сейчас бы знать, где этот кабинет. Я просто везде бегаю. О!
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Это вообще что такое? О, смотри, разнообразие. Ну, да, одно и то же. Так, мне надо найти кабинет Фуллера.
The door to the boiler room is locked.
А вот
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
И как мне пройти?
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured,
Чё
I'll tell
у
him you
вас
came by.
постоянно с руками
That won't be
проблемы?
necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
А, опять?
Dr. Colden.
Mrs.
Так,
Donovan.
быстренько вас
that I-
пустим. Как вас бы отвлечь? Есть тут что-нибудь тяжелое, чтобы по башке ударить? А то я не хочу придумать какие-то планы. Заморачиваться как-то с ней не хочется. Так. Отключить воду. Да я понимаю, что надо ее отключить.
The
но
door
вот
to the
как?
boiler room is locked. I have to get the key if I wish to get rid of Donovan.
Где этот ключ? У меня единственный вопрос.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in dormitory B.
Would you know where the key to the boiler room is?
Betty didn't put it back in its place. Well, she took it to lock the door.
I'll ask her. Thank you.
But if I may say so, Doctor, I think that the problems of our patients are more urgent than the plumbing.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I'll see to it right away.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh. What state is he in now?
You should go see for yourself, Doctor.
This man, Edward Pierce. His file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Dr. Colden.
Она взяла ключ.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling.
Что я кручусь-то?
His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor. And as to his weight loss?
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
Нет. Не надо ничего с ним делать. Это и детективная игра. Но мы вообще играем за мужика, не за бабу. Пофиг. Сейчас мне надо найти.
Mrs. Sanders?
Это же кукла.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Так, ты Бетти.
Dr. Colden?
Hello, Betty. I'm looking for the key to the boiler room.
What for?
To put it in its place. Perhaps I should do the same with you.
I beg your pardon?
I suspect you of having a little too much fun at Elizabeth's expense. But be warned, it could easily be you they will all be laughing at tomorrow.
You are right, Doctor. The key is in the dormitory office in Block B.
Thank you. I shall go fetch it.
Блок Б.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Да, сейчас только найду ключ. Не хочу с вами общаться. Потеряю время. Так. Я не понял, где ключ, но точно в блоке Б. Вот.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Так, это мы закроем на всякий случай. Да ладно.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Ну вот. Так, какой инструмент тебе нужен? Подходящий инструмент, но, блин, где? Надо бы знать вообще, где все инструменты. Вещи, точнее. Так. Здесь ничего не может быть. Ну да, курить это нормально. Подходящий инструмент, подходящий инструмент. Я бы голыми руками бы это
The
сделал.
answers must be hidden in Fuller's
Чем
office.
заморачиваться что-то искать?
She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
It's
это
temperamental,
мы уже
if I understand correctly.
It's so unfair.
Что? Какой инструмент? Что за тупик? Давай.
I can't shut this
Стань
with
ты
my
с этой
bare
стороны
hands. I
вверх
need a
потяни.
tool.
Или повисни, я не знаю, что ты можешь. Инструменты, инструменты, инструменты. Опять у меня там разъезжают на улице. Может, у вас что-то?
Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Так, подожди. Что тут может быть такого? Молчи.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks. She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Ладно, поговорим с NPC.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long.
Where did my fiancée go?
Ну, от вас нет толку, как всегда. О, идеально. Просто идеально. Сейчас. Так, нам в эту сторону. Молодец. Ведь это намного легче, чем просто руками.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Так.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
Ее нету. Круто.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here.
Ну, хоть что-то тут есть.
I should go another way.
Тут ничего нет. Или просто я невнимательный. Надо посмотреть получше. Что здесь еще может быть? А, вот.
The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
Так, значит, что-то где-то на полках. Нигде ничего, да? Что тут еще можно обыскать, я не понимаю. Может, мусор?
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something.
О, нифига.
Patient files. I was right.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here?
The illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
А, это она?
First, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
Молодец. Чем ты ее тут?
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came. Irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
No.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Ну и чё? Чё я должен нажать? Опять не показывает ничего. А, вот.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement.
Я думаю, лучше проходить все-таки здесь. Нет? Сейчас нас палят. Удивительно. Так, спуститься в психиатрическое крыло. А это где? Сейчас походим, поищем. Так, так, так. Чисто. А, вот. Закроем, чтобы никто не спалил. Хотя все равно спалит. Нифига у тебя широкие шаги. Это просто жесть. Даже я так не хожу. А мне точно туда надо идти?
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
Вот так и знал. Что я только что сделал?
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right.
Да.
All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go. Rescue the doctor.
Thank you, Drake.
Что у тебя с губами? Страшно, да. Слишком много ачивок. У меня даже немного затекла левая рука. Я вообще не двигаю. Ой. Сколько еще ждать?
I pray that Colden is really here and alive.
Ладно, я думаю, на этом пора закончить данный стрим. Те, кто еще не подписались на канал и не поставили лайк, почему бы это не сделать прямо сейчас? А с вами был Оскар. Следующий стрим ждите завтра. Всем удачи, всем пока.